Ladies and gentlemen, on this day in baseball history, August 30th, a lot had happened around the league. We got some firsts, we've got some last, and we've got some Twins news that I've been talking to you about for the last couple of days. If you're wondering why I'm sitting on my floor, it's because at the time of this recording, I am headed down to Nebraska, go back to school, so I have packed up everything, and it's on a truck, ready to go. So, that's where I am right now at the recording of this video, so I got to record it a little bit early, but let's jump into it and go through what happened today in history. Of course, if you want all of this information and more, go check it out in the link in the description, nationalpastime.com. It'll give you all the information about everything that happened today in Major League history. So let's go through it. We're going to start in 1905 today. Goodness sakes, is that a long time ago? But we're going to mention a guy's name that we've mentioned before, Ty Cobb. If you don't know who that is, maybe you live under a rock, I'm not sure, but he is one of the guys who has, 4,000-something hits in Major League, one of the best hitters of all time, and he got his first Major League at-bat today, in today's game, in 1905. In his first Major League at-bat, 18-year-old center fielder Ty Cobb doubles off of Jack Chesbro in the first inning of the Tigers' 5-3 victory over the Highlanders at Detroit's Bennett Park. I don't even know who the Highlanders are. So, obviously, it's a team that doesn't exist anymore. But it's a 1905 first hit on the first at-bat that he sees way, way, way back in, the 18th century. No, just kidding. The 20th century. I don't know what I'm thinking. But, that's a long time ago. Of course, Ty Cobb, one of the greatest hitters of all time. As I mentioned, he's got the second most hits behind Pete Rose. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. He had 4,189 hits during his 24-year Hall of Fame career. You all know that. If you haven't seen the video, go check it out. When I talk about Ty Cobb's 3,000th hit, I believe is what it was. Gosh, I've done so many of these videos, I kind of forgot. But yeah, so he is going to be a Hall of Famer. This was the beginning of it. Happened today in history. That's just crazy to think about how it happened. I guess today is 2019. So, gosh, I can't do math. 115 years ago, 114 years ago. Yeah, that's crazy. So, let's head on down to 1966. So, I talked about the first. Let's talk about the last time that Sandy Koufax pitched in a game. His final decision. I guess, is this the last time he pitched? And it was his final decision that he would get. I don't know if he got any no decisions after it. It does not say. But Sandy Koufax, in his final decision facing the Mets, lasts only 2 innings, losing to Bob Friend at Shea Stadium 10-4. The Dodgers Hall of Fame Southpaw had compiled a 17-2 record against the lonely expansion team since their inception in 1962. So I guess... maybe I read that wrong. Maybe that's just his last decision that he got against the Mets. Or is it... See, this is why I don't like this website. The only thing I don't like about this website is it doesn't clarify things that I think could be expanded upon. I don't know if this means that it was his final decision, period, in the major leagues, or if it was the final decision facing the Mets. I guess maybe you guys can help me out with that down in the comments below. But... that's what you get from that. Of course, Sandy Koufax, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, greatest pitcher in Dodger history. I got to get a bobblehead of him at some point. That's the only Dodger bobblehead I really want. I might get a Kershaw just because, it's Kershaw. But, yeah, I got the bobbleheads right back there. It's pretty cool. Koufax, again, one of the greatest pitchers of all time. He has so many records that probably Kershaw is the only one that has a chance of beating. What is his stats? I should have pulled it up here. What is it, like 5 no-hitters, a couple perfect games? Did he get 2 perfect games? Maybe I'm wrong about that. I should know this. But you know what I'm saying is he is one of the best pitchers of all time. Doesn't he lead the strikeout record as well for the Dodgers? Goodness sakes, I wish I should have pulled this up. He's a Hall of Famer, MVP, 3-time Cy Young Award winner, 3-time Triple Crown winner, 3-time World Series champion, 7-time All-Star, 2-time World Series MVP, 5-time ERA title, and 2-time Pitcher of the Year, Major League Pitcher of the Year. I guess, is he the best pitcher of all time? Can you guys let me know who you think is the best pitcher of all time? How many no-hitters does Sandy Koufax have? I think it's 5. He has 4 no-nos. And there you go. his fourth no-no was a perfect game. Okay, so I was just a little bit off of 4 no-hitters, a perfect game. That's pretty good. And he got his final decision today. That's what I'm going with. So we're going to head on down now to 1987. I don't know why I said 2000. So, of course, this is what I was talking about just a couple of days ago with Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett, one of the greatest twins of all time, I guess. Who's your favorite twin of all time, guys? I mean, I got a jersey of Joe Mauer. I'm getting a jersey of Kirby Puckett, Carew, and Killebrew. Those 4 are my favorite twins of all time. I like Brian Dozier as well, and Arise, of course, now. But all-time, past, favorite twin, it's almost got to be Kirby Puckett or Killebrew or Carew. Anyways, in 1987, today in history, he was the only twin in history, not counting the Senators. Okay, they did it twice, but the only twin in history since the rebranding to have a 6-hit game in 9 innings. Now, he's done it twice. One of the times it was a 11-inning game where he got his 6th hit, but the only twin in history to get 6 hits in a 9-inning game, Kirby Puckett, it happened today in history. Did I have that game pulled up? I thought I did. Yes, I do. They beat the Milwaukee Brewers 10-6 in 9 innings as Kirby Puckett, he went 6 for 6 with 14 total bases, and that is a Twins record in a game. So there you go. That's what I was trying to figure out with Byron Buxton the other day. But no, Kirby Puckett, 14 total bases and a 6-hit game. The only time it's happened in Twins history in a 9 innings. Now, of course, like I said, the Washington Senators, they had 2 guys. I'll pull it up right here. The Washington Senators had George Myatt and Stan Spence. Those 2 guys on the same day, a month apart, just kidding, a month apart, had a 6-hit game. But that is it for 9-inning games. If you look down at how many players have done it total, there have been, in single 9-inning games, 39 players since the beginning of Major League history to hit 6 hits in 9 innings, and Kirby Puckett did it today in history, one of the greatest twins of all time. So that is super, super cool. Also has the record for total bases, as I mentioned. In that game, by the way, he hit 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and that is 14 stolen bases, 14 total bases, I believe, yes. Blew everybody out of the water, the MVP of that game for sure. So that is absolutely incredible. Probably will never happen again. Just kidding. It's very unlikely that it will happen again, but as I said, it was only 39 players who've ever done it. So that's very cool that Kirby Puckett was one of them. A twin, right? And it happened today in history. The only twin ever in history, Twins history, to do that. And let's go to 2 more things really quickly. We are going to talk about, where is it? This is the problem with not having my notebook. In 2014, is this the last thing we're going to talk about? Blah, 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 blah. I should have done better. 2006. We're going to skip one more thing. I'm not going to talk about this too long. But if you guys don't know who Curt Schilling is, I told you I talked about Sandy Koufax. Curt Schilling is another great pitcher. Today, in history, he recorded his 3,000th career strikeout on Nick Swisher. There you go. So that happened today in history. And then the last thing I want to talk about, because I got his bobblehead, boom, right here. I don't know which way to go. Right there, that's Trevor Hoffman. On today's date in history, he retired. So I don't have his retirement bobblehead. I was going to get his retirement bobblehead. That's his 500th career save bobblehead. But he retired with 601 career saves, which at the time is the most. Only Mario Rivera has more. And he was a really good closer. He became the 9th player inducted into the Padres Hall of Fame. He had such a good changeup. I got his bobblehead right there. That's only his 500th career save. Do they have a 600 career save bobblehead for Trevor Hoffman? I'm not actually sure, but there you go. One of the greatest closers of all time. He is my favorite closer besides Joe Nathan. I mean, because it's Joe Nathan. And I got his bobblehead right up. Boom. Right there. That's him. So, of course, Joe Nathan, my favorite closer of all time. Trevor Hoffman is probably number 2. I don't like the Yankees, so sorry, Rivera. He's a good pitcher, but I don't like him. But there you go. So that is all that happened today in history. Like I said, a couple of strikeouts, the beginning of Ty Cobb's career, the end of Sandy Koufax's career, Kirby Puckett, the Twins history that happened today is really cool as well. So I got to go to work now, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know, you guys, who all the questions that I asked in this video, your favorite Twin of all time, the best pitcher of all time. Answer those questions for me. It helps the conversation in the comments below. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and the next time you see me, I will be in Lincoln, Nebraska with a new setup. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.